here for day two of where to find paying clients in any economy. And holy cow, you guys, yesterday was crazy. We covered so much in 1 hour. Insane, right? We covered who your ideal client is, why it's important, what are the places that we get that coaches struggle around finding their actual ideal clients. We talked about where you actually find them once you uncover who they are. We talked about 40 high earning niches and not just the health coaching industry, but the health and the life and the spiritual. It was so good. It was so much fun. If you missed it, no worries. It is in two places for you. It is inside the Holistic Business Success Facebook group. You can pop in there. It is also inside of our page, which we've got a separate web page, which since you guys are all here, you get our emails. If for some reason you're not getting our emails and you did not get today's email this morning with the replay link there, let me know. We will make sure that you get it. Sometimes emails end up in spam, promotion folders. With the updates with Apple recently, they've created all of these different categories, so you might not actually see it in your phone, and so it can get a little wonky. But we definitely have the replays available for you, and the replays will be up until March 30th. So super excited. And you guys got the template for the not only ideal client niche, but who the ideal client avatar is, and your I help statements, which is really cool. Like I wish we had these things when I was going through my coaching training as a health coach and as a functional nutritional therapist. So for those of you that are just meeting me for the first time today, welcome. If you can come on live, go ahead and come on live. Hi, Mindy. Hi, Noel and Emily. So glad to have you, and Morgan. And I'm Chris. I know it says Christine. I go by Chris. I have built and grown my business from being a stay-at-home mom, going through a divorce, $25 in my pocket, literally, to actually recreating myself, deciding what it is that I wanted to do after being a stay-at-home mom for 17 years and creating over $2 million in my coaching business. And so I know what it is that I'm doing. I have been in the wellness industry even before the divorce for over 30 years. And I have had my foot in not only yoga and meditation, but also health coaching, life coaching, nutritional, functional nutrition, and organically began to morph into business coaching, which was not my original objective. I did not set out to be a business coach. I set out to be a health coach and a functional nutritionist. And it just so happened that as I created more success in my health coaching and functional nutrition coaching practice, that more and more people were asking me what I was doing. And I had to reverse engineer the process and the system. And I started just teaching it and I just started sharing it. And so organically, I just morphed into sharing what it is that I know works for not only my business, but you guys are here because you are heart-centered coaches. You are here because you want to make a difference and you also want to make money too, but it gets to be a both and, right? We are not going to be the starving healers anymore, right? We get to have a soulful exchange, and that's what this really is. And we get to build a business in a way that feels really good and aligned with who it is that we are, right? I was not for trading my integrity or my well-being for trying to create a business. I had three little ones. I wanted to be available to go to the soccer games and go to the football games and be home and all of that. So one of my pillars is that we actually get to do this in a way that not only feels good and allows us to be heart-centered, but it also allows us to create success on our own terms. Okay. Now, having said that, there's going to be some things that we absolutely need to do, even though it might not be fun, right? Like we might be out of our comfort zone if we are trying to create messaging, right? That doesn't mean, and this is, I wanted to speak into alignment a little bit. A lot of times people think, well, oh, it doesn't feel good to me, so it's not aligned. Well, when you first learned how to drive a car, it probably didn't feel good to you either. When you first learned how to ride a bike, it didn't actually feel good, right? We skinned our knees, we bumped into things. So, but it was still in alignment with what it is that you wanted to do, right? It was still, and you were willing to hop on the bike and pedal and, bump into some things and crash a few times, but you got back up and did it because your ultimate objective was that you wanted to ride a bike, right? Or you wanted to drive a car, or you wanted to do the thing. So please don't misunderstand what alignment actually is. Alignment means you get to do the things that, yes, resonate with you, but that doesn't mean that everything that we do in order to build and grow a business is going to feel all flowy. That's just not true. And if anybody tells you out there that building a business is always all flow, they're actually not an entrepreneur. Because I can tell you, there are seasons, right? Just like life, there are seasons where it's going to feel a lot more easeful, right? And there are going to be seasons where we're stepping outside of our comfort zone and it's going to feel a little wonky and shaky, just like when we first learned how to ride a bike, right? So you get to do it though in a way that is designed for you. If you want to market off social media, you can do that. If you want to build and cultivate a community and teach like I love to do, you can totally do that too. There are multiple ways to build and grow a business. What I don't teach is how do you overpower somebody or try to overcome all of the objections in order to get somebody to say yes from the energy of force and hustle. I am never going to be a stand for that. And that is not the way that I run my business. We get to lead with service. We get to connect and build real relationships with people. And we get to invite people to work with us. Yes, we absolutely have to do that. We have to invite people to work with us in order for people to know what it is that we've got and to say yes and let there be a soulful exchange. But we are not in the energy of needing to overpower anybody. So this idea that somehow you have to get somebody to say yes, or you've got to convince or persuade somebody to be a yes, is just something that I'm a no for. So if you're a no for that too, you're in the right room. You're absolutely in the right room. If you want to learn a more aggressive method of building and growing your business, I'm not your girl. I'm sure you can find plenty of more aggressive tactics out there. I teach systems. And I teach you how to do things in a way that we get to put on repeat so that you feel confident in building and growing a six-figure or a multiple six-figure business. And what we're talking about inside of where to find paying clients in any economy are foundations, okay? There are specific foundations that we need to have in our business in order for us to then start setting up repeatable systems, like repeatable marketing, repeatable sales systems. So when we're talking about where to find paying clients in any economy, we started with some of those foundations yesterday. In order to find our clients, we need to know who they are, right? So we talked about, all right, who are they? Who is the person, and can we get really, really specific? And I use the example of a dentist, right? Because there are multiple different types of dentists, right? There are dentists that are family dentists. I know we've got a family dentist, and he might do a cavity, but he's certainly not going to do a root canal. He's gonna refer that out to somebody who is an expert. For my husband, who's got the worst teeth ever, poor guy. And he's always worried about it, right? So you are experts in your field, which means that we need to position ourselves as experts so that your people are actually going to raise their hand and say, yeah, I'm the one who needs, the heart surgery. So I'm not going to go to my primary doctor. I'm going to go to a heart surgeon who does this every darn day, multiple times a day, and really knows what it is that they're doing, right? So step one is always going to be understanding what it is that we love to do. It gets to come from our heart. Gets to come from our heart. It gets to be what we are most passionate about doing. And it's our ideal client. So who is it? If we had 100 of those, we would be like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun. Like pinch me moments. I can't believe I actually get to make money doing this by serving people in this way and helping them. We also talked about your ideal client is a previous version of who you are. Light bulb moment when I learned that. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so true. Like every client that I've worked with, helping to build and grow their business, their ideal client is a previous version on multiple levels of who they once were. Why? Because we got into this world to help people, right? And the reason why we're where we are is because we overcame many of the challenges that we are now helping our ideal clients with. Awesome. So today by the way, you guys walked away. If you didn't see the recording, you walked away with 10 different places that you can find your ideal client. So once we know who they are, then we can determine where they are. And then we took a look at the whole little bullseye, which is, all right, now let's uncover exactly where they are, right? Not just where we think they might be, but really where are they going when they leave their house? Where are they spending their money? And let's start writing down some places that we can actually find them. And I think I came up with 10 places just in the center circle on its own, right? So we are diving in today of now on what is it that you are actually going to uh, use to help your ideal client self-identify so that we know who they are, right? A lot of times we're like, I don't even know really who they are. Where are they, right? That's why this is called Where to Find Paying Clients in Any Economy, right? It's, well, where are they hanging out? Well, once we know where they're hanging out, how are we actually going to recognize them and how are they going to recognize us, right? Boy, you guys are like amazing. Look at all these people popping in today. So we're going to talk about creating a high value, high converting freebie today, because that is going to be something that is going to do multiple things. Number one, it's going to allow you to discern who is in your ecosystem that wants what it is that you have. So it's so much easier instead of having to chase after clients. What if you had something and you had value and you just got to say, hey, who are my women who want to balance their hormones naturally without medicine or going on crash diets? Oh, me. Well, now they're actually coming to you. They're raising their hand to say, yes, that's me. And I want that thing. I want that free thing, right? That's what high converting, high value lead magnets do. And I really want to share with you guys today the difference between any old lead magnet that's out there and what really makes a high value, high converting lead magnet. Because if it's not high converting, it doesn't matter what it is, that means that nobody wants it, right? Which means we got a problem. If nobody wants the value that we're putting out in the world, then what that's telling us is it's either not in front of the right people, which is good information, or it's not speaking the language of chocolate. We're talking broccoli, right? Who wants to wake up and do a liver cleanse for the next 30 days? Not really sure I want to do that. Right now, there's nothing wrong with liver cleanses. Let me just say that. And if that is your specialty, there are absolutely going to be people that raise their hand that are like, yeah, I have issues with my liver and I want a liver cleanse. Okay. But they are going to want to know what is in it for them. Okay. So we're going to talk about a high value, high converting. High converting means, by the way, and when I work with my clients, we take a look at how can we have out of 100 people that see your high value lead magnet, 70 of them say yes. That is a 70% conversion rate. That's high converting. Okay, that's what we go for. Why? Because that tells us it's in front of the right person and it's giving them what they want. It's valuable. Okay, so that's what I shoot for. And all of my personal lead magnets that I create land somewhere around 75, 80%. And that is because of I know who my ideal client is. I know I listen and I hear what the value is that they're asking for, and I make sure that it gets in front of the right people. Okay, so that is also what I help our clients with inside of Holistic Business Foundations. And at the end of today's call, I will share with you what's in it in case you want more support to implement what it is that you're learning over the course of the past 3 days. Okay, I know today's 2, but we've got 2 more days to go. Now, I am never going to be about trying to drag anybody across the finish line or convince you to work with me. This is if you resonate with me, if you want to learn more from me, if you want my eyeballs with you on your business, and you want somebody to walk alongside you, I only work with people who are heart yes clients, meaning that they are all in and they want the support. Okay, so I don't do discovery calls that are designed to try to overcome your objections. I will do a consultation call, which lasts around 15 to 20 minutes to help you discern and make an empowered decision about whether this or something else is a better fit. And you can ask any of my clients that are here today with me, always, if I don't feel like I'm the right fit for you, I will absolutely recommend you to somebody else. because I want you to have a win. I want you to get the support that you need where you are. And that is one of the most important things that we can do when we're building and growing our businesses, is to be completely confident in the value that we deliver, but we do not want to be in the energy of trying to convince or persuade somebody to work with us. We've all been on the other side of that, and it feels awful. It feels awful when we're trying to convince somebody that they need us, and it feels awful when somebody's trying to sell us into something that we actually don't want. Okay, so just so you know, we don't do that here. So you can rest assured, you can call, your nervous system can calm if you're like, okay, this sounds really cool and I would like to ask some questions, but I'm really afraid she's going to try to like convince me into something. That won't happen. I actually had an assessment with Charlie today, and Charlie can attest. I'm like, I'll be here, like no problem, like it's all good. So who's ready to uncover what makes a high value, high converting lead magnet? If that's you, go ahead and type yes in the chat for me. And if you are here in the Facebook group as well, you can either pop on over here and join me inside of the Zoom room, or you can just go ahead and pop yes there. All right, so let me, and by the way, we are not only going to talk about what to put in it that makes it high value and high converting, but in your workbook, you will see 21 different types of high converting, high value lead magnet. So there's different ways that we can position and to share that value. So what makes it high value? What makes it high value is that it is actually something that is going to help your ideal client create a win. And it is something that they absolutely want or might even pay for. Okay. So it has to be something that people really want. Okay. It can't just be, something like, I don't know, 3 breakfast ideas. Like, is anybody else over like the meal plans? I don't know. I am, but it's probably because I've been in the industry for, since the uh, 2012, I think I started my massage therapy practice, right? It used to be like, yes, give me the 30 meal plans. Yay. I can do that. Now, really, you can get 30-day meal plans anywhere. Okay. So what it is we want to make sure that we are super clear on what is it that our ideal clients are asking for right now. Not back in, 2012 when I first started my business, but what are they asking for right now? What is their problem right now? Yeah, ChatGPT can give you everything these days. You're right. Absolutely. Yeah. But what is it they're asking for now? What is the problem that they're Googling in the middle of the night? And what is a way that we can give them a piece of that puzzle to solve? Okay. So maybe it's a cheat sheet, right? Maybe it is something that is going to help them that they can also repurpose and use. This is another thing that's important that is going to make it high value. It is more than just a one-off thing where they're going to look at it and then never print it out and never do anything with it. We want it to be repurposable. We want them to print it out and keep it on their desk or pop it up on their refrigerator or check off the ticky marks or whatever it is so that you stay front of mind, right? Because guess what? If they're not using your freebie, you are not front of mind, right? And which means that they don't see you as giving them value. So what it is that we want to create for our ideal clients is something that they can repurpose and that they can get value from so that they see, oh, that is so good. Like, yes, I am super excited to actually return to this over and over and over again. So anything that we can create that is going to be valuable for our ideal clients to actually print out, keep in front of them, refer to them, resource lists, like we're definitely going to go through the 21 different things to discern that. It is going to mean that they are getting value from you over and over and over and over and over again. Okay. And that's a good thing. That means that they are seeing you as the expert. They're seeing you as the authority. And at some point, they're going to want to learn a little bit more about what it is that you've got going on, right? If they don't get value from you from a freebie, they're certainly not going to think that they're going to get value from you by paying to work with you, right? Have you ever, if I download a freebie and I'm like, oh my gosh, like really? Like that's what you're giving me? I'm like, I know that that is not like, I want you to give me the juicy stuff, right? So anything that we are sharing in a high value lead magnet is actually juicy stuff. And one of the questions that I get is, well, if I give them all the juicy stuff, they're just going to take it and they're going to, go do it on their own and then they won't need me. Anybody else feel that way? Yeah, I used to. I used to think, well, if I just give them everything, then they can just take it and why would they hire me? Because information does not equal transformation. Just like Nadia said, you can chat GPT any type of information. You can go to the library, you can Google things, right? That is not what creates transformation. It is a piece of what creates transformation. What really people need, in addition to information, is support and accountability, right? They need to actually implement what it is that they're downloading. They actually need to have your eyeballs, your heart, your support to guide them through the process so that they actually get to the finish line, right? Yeah, we want them to win. So it's totally okay to give lots and lots of value up front because we want them to know and we want them to see it and be like, oh my gosh, that was freaking amazing. And if I'm getting this for free, I can only imagine what level of support I'm going to get when I actually work with her at some point in time or in her programs. Right? Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, so repurposable, right? By the way, I'm going to come back in here and answer your questions that you're popping in the chat. Okay, so Laureen, I see your question, and I will pop back in here, and I can share. Look, guys, again, I've been in the industry for 30 years. I guarantee that I can come up with a freebie that's going to be high value and high converting for you because I've made all the mistakes. And I know what is converting. But again, the most important thing is it has to be a problem that your ideal client struggles with right now. So if you don't know what that is, and if you're guessing, we don't want to do that. We actually want to find out what is the actual problem that they are telling you that they have right now. Okay? Really, really important. All right, so repurposable, high value, high converting means, again, that out of 100 people that see it, 70 or more are going to say, yes, I want that thing, which again will tell us that we're on the right track. It will tell us that it's getting in front of the right people and we're using the right language. If it doesn't, then what turns out is that it's going to give us information. We're going to say, oh gosh, it's only converting at 20%. Okay, so what do I need to look for? I need to look for, who is it getting in front of? Am I even sharing it? Right? And if I am sharing it, and if it is getting in front of the right people, maybe is it the messaging? Or maybe sometimes it's a little of both, right? Sometimes it's the messaging is speaking more into the features versus the benefits, right? So whatever you're creating, when somebody looks at it, they have to know that what's in it for them. And by the way, we all listen to that same radio station, WIIFM, what's in it for me, when we read anything, right? What's in it for me? If I look at copy, well, what's in it for me? How is that going to benefit me, right? We all do that. So we have to keep that in mind. This isn't about us telling them, this is how I can, do all of the things for you. This is about connecting with them so that they can have value and see, oh, okay, this is how it's going to change my life. This is how it's going to change my health. This is how it's going to help me create a transformation in my life, in my relationships, in my health, in my business, whatever it is. Okay, so we do need to be clear on that. And again, you can totally do a chat GPT on creating freebies. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that the language that ChatGPT is going to give you is going to be the same language for your ideal client, especially if you don't know your ideal client. Okay, now, having said that, ChatGPT is great for ideas. Great for ideas. You just don't leave it at that, right? Like, don't just like say, okay, ChatGPT, give me this, freebie for overwhelmed moms. Let it give you ideas for it, but ultimately we want to go to our clients, our community, and find out exactly what are our overwhelmed moms struggling with, right? Are they struggling with getting meals on the table? Or are they struggling with energy? Are they struggling with sleeping through the night? Are they struggling because they don't have a good relationship with their husband anymore? Like, what is it specifically that they're struggling with? And then we want to give them a piece of that, a piece of that. Okay. So again, we're not going to try to solve the whole problem, but we are going to want to solve a specific problem. Is this landing? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a heart, something. Okay, good. All right. All right. Fantastic. So now we know, all right, we know where our ideal client is. Now there are multiple ways that we can share our freebie. Okay. So let me go ahead and pull up my screen. And I don't know if Facebook is going to actually let me share my screen. For some reason, when I logged in today, It said it was not. So for those of you that, shoot, where's my handout? Where's my workbook? Like disappeared. All right, hang on just a minute, y'all. Let me grab our workbook. There it is. All righty. So we are going to, and I will share my screen with you. There are multiple types of freebies, and then we also want to talk about different ways that we can share it. Okay. Now, this is what this is doing with our freebie, and where we're sharing it is actually helping our people raise their hand so that we can see who they are. Okay. And that falls into client attraction. That does not convert to sales. I want to be really, really clear with this. There is a difference between client attraction, which is being visible and helping them find you and us finding them. And there's also then nurturing, which once they download your freebie, you have to give them an experience. You have to connect with them. You have to create a relationship with them. We are not just like, hey, you downloaded my freebie. Do you want to buy my thing? Premature marriage proposal. They will run away, right? So we're not doing that. So, but I want you to be really, really clear about where this falls. Facebook posts are client attraction. They are not client converting. They're client attraction. They are not client converting. So for those of you that are like, but I'm making posts on Facebook and nobody is reaching out to me, I get it. They're not buying because that is not a sales system. That is a client attraction tactic that is designed to help you differentiate who they are so that you can bring them into your ecosystem, email list, Facebook group, where you can connect with them personally, give them value, and then invite them to work with you once they actually feel safe and they trust you and they resonate with you and they actually want support, right? Remember yesterday we talked about in order for anybody to say yes, they have to be willing and capable. They have to be willing to do something different. Otherwise, we're trying to convince them that they should be doing something different, and that never goes well, right? And they have to be capable of actually investing in the transformation that they want and putting the time and the energy in it as well. They have to be capable of doing it. If they are not willing, they can't be a yes. And if they're not capable, they can't be a yes. Okay. All of that comes into and the way that we learn if they're willing and capable is by connecting and building relationships, right? We don't know if they're willing and capable just by downloading a freebie. We actually need to connect with them. All right. So let's see if it will let me pull up my screen now. Righty. Oh, I love it when tech doesn't work. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. It's all right. All right. Zoom might not let me share you guys, so you might have to pull up on your own and we will see. Yay, there it is. Okay, you. All right, so 21 types. Okay, so these are all the different types. And after we go through the types, we're going to talk about where. Okay, so 21 types of high converting freebies that attract your soulmate clients, right? This is a cheat sheet. This is something that you can print out and you can refer to over and over again. This actually used to be one of my freebies, right? Why? Because we know we want to know, what are the different types of freebies that we can create that are actually going to attract our soulmate clients, right? And so I printed this out myself after I created it so that I could refer to it as well. And so there are multiple ways that we can actually deliver value. And remember, the value is part of the client attraction, bringing them into your ecosystem. It's also the part of the nurturing process too. Okay, so a 3-part video or mini course, right? They're easy to produce. You could even do something like I'm doing now where you're teaching a nurture event and actually turn that into an evergreen mini course. I actually have that on inside of my offer suite. It's called Where to Find Paying Clients in Any Economy mini course. It is a replay of what it is that I taught last spring, and people can purchase it and come back to it over and over and over again. You can invite them to have a recording download, right? So maybe you've got a Facebook Live where everybody loved it, right? And you did a training, and you can actually put that in like, hey, who wants my free download on the top, I don't know, I'm going to totally make this up, the top herbs to put in your meals that help you rebalance your hormones quickly. Okay, so for people that have hormonal imbalance, they're going to raise their hand and go, well, I want to know, what are those top herbs, right? I want to know which ones I should be using, right? So you can say, hey, who are my people who want the recording for? Who are my people? Who are my women who want the recording for? The top 10 herbs that you want to add to your meals to actually help you balance your hormones naturally. Okay, then you can share that. And that is something that people will raise their hand for. You create a landing page, right? Everybody has seen a landing page. You put in your email. You did that to register for the class, right? Your name and your email, and then it gets delivered. Okay, so that's the way that we can deliver the freebie. Webinar slides, right? Even this workbook is something that, a workbook you can repurpose, right? A free journal, right? Who doesn't love journaling? My abundance journal that we created, it's an online abundance journal that people can print out and use, right? They're actually using it. They're printing it out. They're using it, right? So that is repurposable. Tip sheet. Tip sheets are really, really popular, right? One of the things that I do inside of my business basics for consistent clients in 10K months is to break it down to, these are the actions that fall underneath client attraction. These are the actions that fall underneath nurturing. These are the actions that fall underneath inviting. So people know exactly what to do in each of those buckets, right? That's a tip sheet. Infographics are really good too. So they don't have to be complicated. By the way, we don't want our freebie to take us any more than 2 hours to create. If it's taking us longer than 2 hours to create, we are way overthinking it and making it way too complicated. Okay. Once we come up with the idea, it should not take us any longer than 2 hours to create. Okay. Resource lists are really great. So again, resources. What are the best, if you are traveling, what are the best places that you can get healthy food, right? You could put restaurants that actually, serve food. You can give tips on if you have to actually eat at a gas station. These are the foods that you want to go for, right? Instead of the honey bun. Anybody else remember honey buns? Can't remember, that just popped in. They actually used to sell honey buns in high school for lunch. I'm like, what the heck? I hope they still don't do that. A 5-day or a 7-day email mini course, right? So one of my friends, Laura Conover, she is a doctor. She specializes in grounding. Her name is, her business is called the Intuition Physician. And she actually has a 10-day email course that you can take a small step every single day over the course of 10 days, right? And get some value out of it for free. A tip of the day, right? So this could be something like signing up to get on your email list to get a tip of the day, right? Over a period of time. So it doesn't have to be every single day of the year, but maybe it's, what, you're going to get 30 days worth of free action steps or, specific tips. Or some of you might really love quotes, right? Quotes are really great. Who else gets inspired by quotes, right? So Instagram has them all over the place, right? We've got the memes, we've got the quotes, we've got the things that really are like, ooh, that's really fun, right? Cheat sheets. Again, cheat sheets give people instruction or tips on how to get a task done, right? So it's basically a high level view, such as, these are all the things that you need in order to do this XYZ thing, right? One of my cheat sheets for doing an event like this, which I call it my nurture event cheat sheet. These are all the assets that you need in order to deliver an online event. Free sample chapters. So for those of you that are writers or have written an ebook or love to write, you could offer a free sample chapter, right? Love this idea, because what it does is it gives them value, but it also brings them into your ecosystem so that then you can start teaching on things that are inside of your book, right? So we know if they're going to download a chapter of your book, they're basically saying, hi, I'm your ideal client and I want to learn more, right? Meditations are great, right? Meditations, how to fall asleep, a 30-minute meditation, a 20-minute meditation, for Laureen, your energy works, right? Energy worker, right? Oh, these are great, right? How to rebalance your energy before you go to bed at night. How to rebalance your energy so that you can sleep well through the night. How to align your energy so that you feel, balanced and grounded, right? These are all different ways. Meditations for those of you that are doing NLP or hypnosis. This is another, thing, a customized hypnosis on getting better sleep or, I don't know, getting a workout in every day, right? Music downloads, right? These are really fun too, for your people who want more calming music, right? So maybe your moms are struggling with lots of stress. Well, you could create 10 music playlists, 10 short tracks that makes a really nice little package that you can send to them in email that they can download and listen to over and over again. Heck, you could even create a Spotify list, keep it on Spotify and give them the link to the Spotify list. And that way, again, you are in front of them. Every time they listen to it, they're going to be like, yep, I got that from Charlie. Yep, I got that from Jennifer. Yep, I got that from Nadia. Right? So again, these are, who knew how many ways we could actually give value out there, right? Templates are great depending on what you are in, what business that you're in. Copywriters love to use templates, right? So here's a template for a sales page. Here's a template for a year of emails. You guys are actually getting my 90-day content done for you content template today for showing up live. So you guys are going to get that. So templates are really, really great because again, over the course of 90 days, you're going to be thinking about it. Every time you look at it, you're going to be like, oh yeah, I got that when I attended Chris's Where to Find Paying Clients class. Forms, again, depending on what situation and ideal client you're in, are there some specific forms that you can customize for your own business? For example, one of the forms that I used in my health coaching practice was a detox questionnaire. So they could actually take the questionnaire to determine what was their toxic load. The higher the number, the higher the toxic load, which means that they could start implementing some things and retake it 30 days later or 6 weeks later and actually see how their toxic load would decrease, right? So we can see how that would be really attractive to somebody who knows that they are dealing with a lot of inflammation in their body, a lot of pain, a lot of toxicity, right? So they might be like, oh yeah, I want to know, right? Contests are great. So a chance to win a gift card or get a free membership. I did one around actually an Apple Watch one time because who do I serve? Health and wellness coaches, right? And I know that, by the way, my client who won the Apple Watch has now been with me for over 4 years now. And I'm like, okay, well, that is actually something that helped her get her steps in, right? You do want to check with federal laws regarding, any of the rules or things like that around that. So I can't give you any legal advice on it, but if you do decide to do a contest, do make sure that you research that. Access to an app. So one of my clients who is a psychotherapist actually has an app that she created. And so she is giving access to the app for a certain period of time. You could also do access to a group membership or archives or resource library. I do that for Holistic Business Success Studio. It is my membership. It is a vault full of trainings and resources and templates, email templates, messaging templates. Everything's inside there. And in February, I gave away a month at free for anybody who wanted to get in there and check it out with no contract. They can cancel at any time. It was a way to give people lots and lots of value so that they could see if the information in there would actually serve them. Plus, it came with live monthly coaching calls with me and a live training call every month for $97. Like, come on, like high value. That one was actually, again, they got it for free, but normally after the free month, if they want to continue, it's $97. So, woo, I want you to think about which one of these resonates with you. You don't need to do all of them. We just want to think of one idea. Which one stands out to you as something that you think your ideal client would actually really love? Okay, is it a meditation? Is it a checklist? Is it a cheat sheet? Is it what out of these 21 ideas, we know that they can all be created easily and they can be also repurposed from what it is that you've already got. Okay, you can repurpose what it is that you've already got. If you have a class that you've taught previously, you can repurpose that. If you've got a Facebook Live that you've done before, you can repurpose that. If you have a guide that you've done, you can repurpose that. Okay, so who has questions around this piece before we dive into where to actually share it? Go ahead and come off mute and let me know. Hi, Kristen. So glad to see you. And Pamela. Lauren, did I answer your question around the energy? Okay, cool. Cool, cool. Does anybody have any questions around, I'm just not sure which one of these would resonate? If so, you're going to have to come off mute because I can't see everybody on one page. So just come off mute and say, I have a question. If not, I would love to hear in the chat, which idea is it that you want to go with? Jan, yeah, go ahead and come off mute. How can I support you? Are you guys finding this valuable? Is it getting the wheels turning? Start thinking about, okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you, Emily. No problem, Dee. So good to see you. It's been a long time. Yeah. Jan,
Hi, Chris. Thanks for taking my
hi.
question. So if I'm understanding correctly, I don't think the thing that I was thinking of is actually on the list. It's like a free trial, like a 60-day free trial to CRM software, but is that like I need to create content to like help them use it over the 60 days? Is that what it would entail?
I don't know what that is exactly. Can you share with me a little bit more about what it does and what it helps your client with, and I can answer that more effectively?
Like, you know how there's different pieces of software that all the coaches and like healers use, like whether it's Calendly or MailChimp, or like stitching together different funnel building software with the email and automation and things.
Yeah.
So my idea was to give a 60-day free trial of a software that it's all in one. So it's all like one login, and then they all kind of talk to, it's all one thing. So
Is this like Go High Level? Is this like a white labeled Go High Level thing?
yeah, it's like a
Okay.
white label Go High Level thing.
Yeah.
So
So here's the thing with that. We don't want it to be something that is going to have a lot of barriers to starting up, and that is something that is a little bit more complicated to start up. So I would say, even though giving away a 60-day access to that sounds like a good idea, if people can't implement it, they're not going to want to continue to use it. And that just is something that what you might want to do if you want to use that is you're going to want to have some training courses and some other stuff in there to actually, like, live courses with you to answer people's questions and things like that. So yeah, you would want to make sure that they've got the support that they need to actually get it up and running so that it's usable for them. Because if they can't get it up and running, they're not going to want to continue after the 60 days.
got it. Thank you. Yeah, that was my question. I was thinking I would need to create content that goes along with it. Is that
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, not only content, but you could, also do like live Q&As. And this is, anything where people actually have live access to you is really, really high value, right? Because if they just go through a video and they still have questions and they don't have a way to get support, they're not going to implement it, right? How many of us have downloaded a course before and never finished the course or never implemented the course, or it's still on your, yeah, right. Yeah. So that doesn't actually do anything to build trust and connection with the people because they're not taking action on it. So why would they want to continue to work with you? Right? So anything that we do, we want to make sure that there is connection there and they can actually get lots of value, lots of support. It's one of the reasons why my membership that we have is only priced at $97. It's for a reason. It's because I want people who don't know what it is that they know what to do to actually have direct access and actually have their questions answered, right? So every month I do a Q&A, and every month I do a different training, and we do a course drop. So Jan, what you need to think are, what are the pieces that they need to put together and have in place
Mhm.
in order for them to actually get it up and running. And you also, there's a lot of people that are using the white labeled Go High Level. What is going to make yours different from somebody else's? Okay. And it's going to be how you actually, the quicker you can get them up and running, the better.
Mm, mhm.
Right? You might even want to have built out email templates for them to use. That would be easy. Or, built out a built out funnel already. Again, uh, I know there's a lot of different things inside of Go High Level, but the easier you can make it for them to use or to either shift from what they're doing to come over to you, the better. Right?
Yeah.
Mighty Networks, I'm going to give you an example of kind of like what might fit into your niche. Mighty Networks will actually take it, like, let's just say that you're on another membership platform. They will move you over for free. They will download all of your videos, all of your PDFs, all of the names, all of the email address, all of the landing pages, everything. They will move you over for free. Like, holy crap. Like, that's a $10,000 value just to like get it, depending on how many courses you have and all of that, right? That would be a differentiator for me. If I was ever to move from the platform that I'm using, which I use Kartra, to someplace else, somebody else would need to like move all of it. Like, I've got so much stuff in there. I'd be like, oh, heck no, I'm not doing that, which means I would have to pay, right? Which means comes at a pretty penny when we're taking a look at hiring a tech VA to do all of that. So does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. I have a follow-up question
Sure.
for
Yeah,
you
yeah.
for your like Q&A that you
hmm
said.
hmm
Um, what's the frequency of that Q&A? Do you have a recommendation about how
Um,
frequent?
you know what? There's really no right answer to that. It just depends on what it is that your people need. Like, how quickly do you want them to get up and running?
Like yesterday, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
like daily? I don't know.
Well, maybe once a week or a couple times a week, then maybe a morning and an afternoon, right? Again, think about what is the support that they need to actually get up and running in the quickest way possible. Remember, people also invest in anything that's going to help them save time,
Mhm.
right? The top fives, by the way, when we position our freebie needs to, when people are thinking, what's in it for me, they're also thinking, how is this going to save me time? How is this going to save me money? How is this going to help me do what it is that I want to do in a quickest way possible? Right? So,
Mhm.
how is this going to improve my uh, confidence or feeling of belonging? Or those top five reasons why people invest. We need to link that freebie to one of those top five reasons as well, right? Health and wellness is another one, is one of our top five. Right. So what you would want to do, Jan, is to connect it to time, time slashing. This is going to help you get up. I'm going to actually get you up and running quicker than anybody else, because we have these pre-built things, and we have a team member that's available for you to answer questions at any time. And I'm going to do, live Q&A calls that your team can hop on, like, again. Or maybe you just decide to transition people over from what they're on for free. Take it from Mighty Network. Right? But they would need to actually, invest, right? They would need to make sure. But another way that you could do that would be like a founder's rate, right? So for the first 30 days, they can get your system at a, specific rate per month. I actually have a friend of mine, Sarah, who actually is doing the same thing. And her rate for her version of the Go High Level is only $97 a month. So definitely look into how you can kind of position that to, and what does she do? She helps people save time, and she helps people save money and get this up and going, which is going to ultimately help their business, which is going to do what? Help them make money, right? Same thing, we can apply that to health and wellness, right? I'm exhausted. I don't want to be exhausted anymore. I want more energy. I want to do it as quickly as possible because it's affecting my relationship with my kids, or it's affecting my business and I'm not actually able to show up, or it's affecting me actually getting a good night's sleep and getting to work in the morning. Make sense? Yeah,
Mhm.
cool.
Mhm.
All right, all right. Yeah. Okay, so Vicky, thinking a cheat sheet to help women 50 plus reduce stress and or sleep better. Yeah, and Victoria, I would say that you want to put a timeline on that too. Like in how long, right? In the next week, in 30 days, right? We want to make sure if they want to reduce stress and sleep better, how can they do it quicker than what they're doing on their own right now? Right? So again, let's feed that back to what is it they want. Yeah. Yes, they were in the vending machine. Honey buns. Emily, sorry. Honey buns in the vending machine. All right. Any other questions before we pop in to this next piece? Awesome. If you have questions specifically around what you should do for your freebie, book your holistic business audit and I can help you with that. Okay, that's a 20-minute audit. It is not a sales pitch. It truly is designed to help you move the needle forward. So if you are unclear about what to put in your high value freebie, book that call with me. It's a one-on-one call. It's 20 minutes. I can help you with that. We can also uncover who and create some languaging around it to make sure that it is high value and high converting. Okay, happy to help you with that. All right, let's keep going because we've got more to share. So where to share it? Okay, honestly, you want to share it everywhere. We're done. No, teasing. We want to share our freebie everywhere. Everywhere our ideal client is, right? Everywhere our ideal client is, right? So if you were to plan an online workshop or a masterclass, you could share your freebie there. If you're giving an in-person talk, which I used to do a lot when I was growing my health and nutrition business, they would get the freebie of the tips that I was delivering. You can post your freebie on Facebook. Who are my women who? Right? Who are my women? I could totally use what I created yesterday. Who wants the 40 high paying niches for health coaches, life coaches, and spiritual coaches? Right? That could be a freebie. You could do a Facebook group swap. So connecting and collaborating with somebody who serves your ideal client in a different way, right? So think of life coach and energy worker, or health coach and energy worker, or health coach and life coach, right? When you're serving somebody, and again, you want to make sure that your ideal clients are similar, but that you are serving them in a different way. You could go into their Facebook group and teach something and then give them your freebie and invite them to come into your Facebook group or community and do the same. You can even do something which is not on here, which is called lead magnet swaps. Lead magnet swaps. So you share their lead magnet to your email list or to your community or to your Facebook group, and they do the same for you, right? You can also share it on your Facebook page. Who are my women who, right? You can share it in a Facebook group. There's many, many groups that say, hey, share what's going on this week. Pop it in the comments. You can share it on your bio inside of Facebook or even Instagram. You can actually pop a link there and people can download it. You can change your profile banner, right? That top of that, we've got our little profile picture and then we've got the banner. That could actually be a freebie banner saying, hey, get your free month for blah, blah, blah. Click here. When they click on that picture, it actually opens up into a separate page where you edit the caption and you just put the link. It's like a ninja tip, right? Pretty darn cool. We want to use wherever it is that our people are, where they see it, right? You can invite people to a workshop. And again, if it's online or to a Facebook Live, you can run a challenge. These are all different ways that you can share your freebie and give value. Again, collaborations we talked about. You could be a guest on a summit, right? And share your freebie. Whenever I'm a guest on a summit, they always ask me to share a freebie. Whenever I'm a guest on a podcast, they always ask me to share a freebie. Okay, so summits, podcasts. If you're a writer, an article or a magazine or a blog post, right? If you personally have your own blog, and you're writing something, you can put the URL link in that blog so that it is actually evergreen now. So people, when they go read that blog, no matter when it is, they're going to actually be able to download it. I see your hand, Mindy. I will get to you. Just hang on just a moment. And again, magazines. You can see the Women Thrive magazine. Where is it? It's over there somewhere. Yeah. So I was on the cover of Women Thrive. And so that magazine has got links to freebies to support women, right? Why did I choose Women Thrive? Because I support women to build and grow businesses, and Women Thrive is a magazine for women entrepreneurs, right? I want to go to where my ideal clients are. I want to offer value and support where my ideal clients are. You can start a Facebook group, and I highly recommend this if you don't have it already. Start a Facebook group specifically for your ideal client. All of you are inside of my Facebook group, and specifically for holistic coaches and practitioners, or at least you've been invited to join me over there. That is a community that is specifically for only 3 people. Oh no, did I freeze? Okay, I hope I'm back. It's only for 3 types of people in your Facebook group: your ideal client, somebody who's a collaborator with you, and somebody who's going to champion you. Someone who's going to champion you. Who's going to, maybe your clients, and who are going to actually comment and help more people see it. If you have your Facebook group, doing a live show each week in your Facebook group is a really, really great way to give value and then share the notes from your Facebook Live as a freebie. You can share the link to your Facebook group in an email signature, right? So if you know on your email, whether you are using Outlook or Chrome or whatever, there's in your email signature on your computer, you can create it so that people will go to wherever it is you want them to go. Share a link. So you can do that. I actually have 3 different places that I invite them to. One is to my YouTube channel. One is to book a 20-minute assessment with me, and one is to get the business basics for consistent clients in 10K months. All 3 of those places, depending on what it is that they want to learn, is bringing them into my ecosystem. It's giving value. It's sharing something for free. You can create a featured photo that directs people to your freebie on your personal profile. I bet you didn't know that on your Facebook group profile, you can pin featured photos so that when people click on it, it will take them to the actual link. Okay, you can create a Linktree account and add your links and you can put those everywhere on your freebie, to free events, masterclasses, workshops, anything that you've got going on. And you can also ask a local network event. So again, if you want to do something off social media, you can go to a local network event and give a talk. You can collaborate with other practitioners that serve your ideal clients. So again, I shared how I did talks inside of an acupuncturist community and chiropractic community and a massage therapy practice, right? And then if you if you love to speak, you could speak on somebody's live stage, right? And give some amazing value, and then they can download the freebie. By the way, if you decide to do that, here's a ninja tip for you. And that is, when you invite them to get your freebie, have a QR code that they can pop up on the screen, and actually tell the people to open up their phone and scan the QR code right now and actually pause. Give them a chance so that they can actually get it, right? If we just say, oh yeah, we're just going to be sending it out later, they're not going to do it, right? So say, here you go. Open your phone. Everybody open your phone, scan the QR code, get the free ABCDEFG, and then pause. Give them a few minutes to do that. So if you're a speaker and you want to do that, that's something that can help. Okay, Mindy, what's your question, love?
Yes. So many things have been online that I've forgotten how to do things in person so much. If I'm doing an in-person talk and I want to get a freebie out to people, what is the best, assuming that I'm not going to have like a PDF that I'm just going to hand out,
Mm-hmm.
what is the best way to
Mm-hmm.
do that and get their information?
Yeah. So a couple things that I've done that works really well. Number one is the same QR code, right? You can pass around a little information sheet, which has got the QR code to the freebie, and you do the same thing. Okay, guys, here's where you can get the show notes from today, or the PDF, or the book chapter, or the cheat sheet, or whatever it is that you're inviting them to download. Scan the QR code so that you can download it. So that's one thing that you can do. The other thing that you can do is run a raffle. So if you, everybody that comes in, have them put their name and email address, where you're drawing, something and giving away maybe a session with you or something, and then let everybody know that you will also be sharing the show notes. Well, everybody that walks in, now you have their name and email address, and then you can share the freebie. How's that sound, Mindy?
I think the QR code the group that I'm thinking of is a pretty casual group.
Mm-hmm.
I think the QR code might work the best. With the
Yeah.
QR code, then do they actually have to log in any information to get it, or do they? Yeah.
Yeah. So a QR code is actually what you're going to do is you're going to actually create your freebie and your landing page. So you want to create the landing page where they put their name and email address in order to get the freebie delivered. There's a link that goes to that specific landing page. That link is what the QR code is going to lead it to. So
Gotcha.
there are free QR code creators, and they're going to say, great, what link do you want to turn into a QR code? You pull the link that is your landing page to your freebie, and it will create a QR code for you, and then you can just download it and copy it onto whatever your freebie is. Yeah, I know it sounds like a lot, but it's not. It's actually pretty easy.
Yeah, I knew there had to be more steps than I was actually thinking of, so thanks for explaining.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Nadia,
Hi.
hi.
Question.
Yeah.
How do you find summits and speaking engagements? How do you approach that?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, so summits and speaking engagements, they're actually, you can join Facebook groups that are specifically for summits. There's also a Facebook group specifically for podcasts. You can also do a research, like in Google, say, what are some online summits that specifically speak to women who are struggling with whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
So that's one way. The other way, and I always recommend that you start with who you know. Right? Do you know somebody who's been on a summit? I can put
I
you in touch with
might.
people that run summits,
I'm going
right?
to be giving one soon.
Yeah, fantastic. Yay, Mindy, there you go. Nadia, Mindy, Nadia,
Hey, okay.
right?
I
So
love
there you
it. So we're
go.
just collaborating with people with different niches
Mhm.
and
Well,
then
it depends on the summit, right? It depends on what they're teaching, right? So it just depends on the summit. But there are multiple, oh my gosh, there are summits just for moms. There's summits for network marketers. There's summits for health and wellness. There's a gazillion summits out there.
yeah,
There is no lack of summits, just like there is no lack of podcasts.
right. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, and bundles too. By the way, Nadia, I am sharing a link for like 8 different opportunities inside of Activate Abundance Academy today for bundles that you can participate in. And if anybody else wants it, just DM me, because I don't have it up here now to send you. But if you want the link to the 8 different bundles that you can take a look and see if any of it fits your ideal client in your niche, I'm happy to share. Again, I'm all about playing the generosity game. Awesome. Mindy, are you good? I'm going to go ahead and just remove your hand if you are. Awesome. All right. All right, everybody. We have covered a lot, right? We've given you a lot of information. We've talked about ideal client. We've talked about where to find them. We've talked about how to help them self-identify. We've talked about the most important or the higher paying niches, right? So we really have covered a lot. These are foundational pieces that you have to have dialed in. There is not a way around what it is that I've taught you these past couple days. If you don't have some of these things dialed in, now's the time to actually get them dialed in, because this is what is going to make or break your success going forward. Okay, if you don't know your ideal client, it's going to be hard to create content or your freebie or a masterclass or know what podcasts or what summits or anything to get on. If you don't have a freebie or a way to give value to somebody and bring them into your ecosystem, it's going to be really, really difficult to actually build an email list or start building an audience. Okay, so these are specific. If you don't know where to share it, then you're going to be sitting on this amazing, valuable piece of information, and it's going to do nothing to actually bring the people into your ecosystem, right? So this is why I actually created a program called Holistic Business Foundations, which you guys see right in your workbook. It's at the very, very bottom. It is a 6-month program where we get you dialed in on all of your foundations, even more than just ideal client, even more than your freebie. We actually also help you with making sure that you've got an actual assessment that you can invite somebody into, right? I've told you I do free assessments. Like, let me help you figure out what is missing, right? It's a no pitch. You need to have an assessment for that. So I'm just going to share my screen with you guys real quick so that you can see what's inside. Okay. There is no pressure. If you guys want to pop off, if you're like, yep, I'm not interested in seeing what's inside, I'll see you tomorrow. Not a problem. But if you're interested in what are the foundations that you must get dialed in order for you to create consistent clients, this is what's inside. Number one, we will always start with mindset, because your energy that you are in is the energy of your business, is the energy that is going to either attract or repel clients. We also want to make sure that you're setting your schedule up for success. So you need to have an ideal work week. So we're going to help you create that along with your sacred self-care plan and a golden hour, so you are actually taking action on the right things and not spending time spinning your wheels. Okay. Ideal client, you need to know who that is. Your unique brilliance. There is something very specific about you that is going to draw people to you. Right? There could be 100 different energy workers, but there are going to be very specific people that are going to want to work with Lorraine, right? There's a lot of different business coaches. There's going to be specific people that want to work with me, right? You also need a business model. If you do not have 2 core offers, a top tier, a mid tier, and a low tier, then we don't have a seat on the bus for everybody. And in order to, we really do want to have a high tier offer, which is priced at $3,000 or more. If you're not there yet, don't worry about it. We can totally stair step you there. We need a mid-tier offer for you, and we need a bite-size offer, which we also call a trust offer, to give somebody a place to start. You need to create your 6-figure signature system. A signature system is going to be how you actually differentiate yourself from everybody else. It is your proprietary process or your method. Okay, so my clients create their own signature system. They name it. My system is called the Soulful Abundance System. It's what I created a book around. It's what my flagship offer is based on. It's what all my content is based on. It makes actually being visible and creating my freebies and everything else so much easier, because it actually has a system that people can see that they're going to go from Pain Island to Pleasure Island and know exactly have a vehicle to do that. We talked about your high value, high converting lead magnet. We help you do that. We help you create your assessment. So if you are unsure, well, I don't know how to create assessment. What am I supposed to do on an assessment? We're going to help you do that so that you are actually creating trust with your people and connection before you ask them to work with you. You have to have a community. If you don't have an audience, who are you going to invite to work with you? Right? So we're going to help you build your audience, and we're going to help you build your audience on Facebook as well as off Facebook on email, and we're going to help you come up with other ways as well. But one of the reasons, and I will just be fully transparent here, one of the reasons why I absolutely love Facebook is because, number one, it's free. Number two, it does groups better than anything. It brings people together in communities. Facebook focuses on Facebook groups. Okay. And that's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in leading with value and cultivating communities of people that I can continue to be in interaction with. If I did not have my Facebook group, the only time people would hear from me would be is if they got an email from me or if they met me in person somewhere. So it gives people a central place. Think of it as like home base, a place for people to land to continue to vet you. Because the truth is, it's taking people. Look, we talked about a trust recession on day one. People are more discerning. They are slower to take action. They want to know you. They want to feel safe with you before they are ever going to want to work with you. And so you need to have a way to do that. We're also going to help you learn how to actually make heart-centered invitations. How do you actually know who to make the invitations to, and how to actually make them in a way that doesn't feel icky or wonky. We're also going to help you master the consultation. So there is a difference between an assessment, which is totally nurture and value, versus a consultation. We only get on consultations with people who are saying, I want more information about how you can support me. Okay, we are not trying to sell anybody that does not want support. We are not trying to invite them to work with us if they don't want support. So we want to invite only people who are interested, right? Willing and capable, right? They have to be willing, they have to be capable. We're also going to help you create cash flow, because we know that as business owners, if we don't have cash coming into our business, we don't have a business. There is a short-term strategy, which is called a cash infusion or a cash injection, that I teach you how to do so that you know how to create a cash flow in your business anytime you need it. That is different from the long-term strategy that I actually teach in a different program called Activate Abundance Academy. Okay, this is the short-term strategy. Holistic Business Foundations is designed to get you dialed in on your foundations. And once these are dialed in and you start creating an audience, then you can start moving into what do you do to actually attract, nurture, invite people on a daily basis. We're going to dive in again on where to find clients specifically for you and your business. You're also going to have, we're going to talk about what to post and how to actually create a 90-day nurture plan based on your signature system. So guess what? Once you have 90 days of content, you can repurpose all that. What? Oh my gosh, right? Like, how cool is that? We want to create a 90-day nurture plan with you. We're also going to help you grow your email list, because your email list is the only thing that you own. Right? We don't own Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, anything. So we do want two places. We want visibility on social media in a way that aligns with you. If you want to be on social media, if you don't want to be on social media, we've got you. Marketing off social media. Okay, we will help you do that as well. And then collaborations. Collaborations was one of the most effective things that I did when I was first getting my business off the ground, because it leverages other people's audiences, right? The chiropractor sent the email about my talk to all of his people, which got me in front of 20, 30 people at a time, right? Every time I did a talk, I walked away with 1 or 2 clients. Okay, so we're going to talk about collaborations. And then the last thing that we do is just celebrations and helping you discern, all right, what next? You've got all this information, now what next? In addition to those, and by the way, these are taught live with you. This is not a course that you are going to download. You are going to show up with me on a weekly basis, and I'm going to take everybody through the same information and give you customized support. You're also going to get monthly Q&A calls with me every single month, so that you can say, I'm struggling here, or can I have more clarity here? We also have monthly implementation sessions. What did I say earlier? Accountability, right? Information does not equal transformation. Actually implementing the material does. So our productivity coach, Carrie, is actually going to be holding monthly implementation sessions so that you can actually work on your business and get stuff done. And then we have bonus calls. Y'all, this is insane. I can't even believe all the stuff that we've put in here to help you. A full VIP branding day. We are going to help you uncover what is your brand. What is the soul of your brand by using branding archetypes so that you know exactly what is it about you, what makes you special, your unique brilliance that is attracting ideal clients to you, and how you can, whatever it is that you decide, we're going to help you create that brand and know what words to use. Chocolate, that is going to help your person say, yep, that's me. We're also going to do a tech call with you. How many of you are like, oh my God, I cannot even think about tech? Jan's got you, right? Jan, you've got the behind the scenes systems for tech. look, if you're unsure how to use Canva, if you're unsure how to create an email, if you're unsure how to schedule an email, if you're unsure how to set up a bit, like we've got you. We give you live monthly calls with our tech coach. We have a specific tech coach that is designed to support you. And we also do a back of house systems call so that you can know exactly how to set up your email marketing system, your payment system, and your scheduling system. Those are the 3 systems that you've got to get going. Okay, so holy cow, a lot, right? We've got a lot of really, really great stuff in there. That is everything that is inside of Holistic Business Foundations. Now, normally the investment for Holistic Business Foundations, we only take 15 people in there. There's a reason for that. I like to work with people intimately, so I have got my eyes and my brain and my heart with them in their business. So I only open up 15 spots. Okay, I want to make sure that everybody gets customized support. This works a whole lot more like a full in-depth wraparound support program than, a course. It's definitely not a course. A course is something that you just don't ever take action on. Normally, we price it at $5,997. We marked it down to $4,997 because we wanted people to be able to take action. And from today, we've opened up enrollment until Saturday at midnight. You can make one payment of $3,997 and get everything in here, or you can make 6 payments of $750. Okay, that price is good until Saturday at midnight, and then it's going to go back up to $4,997 or 6 payments of $897, and then it'll go back up to the full price. Okay, so we are giving those of you that are like, all right, Chris, I know I need support. I know I need to get my foundation styled in. It will never be this low again. Like we will never be offering a price for 6 months of live coaching support with me, with tech calls, with implementation calls at this rate. Like this is insane. I don't know anybody else who gives this much value and access to the actual coach, right? Like not just like their team members, right? Plus you'll have access to all of the recordings. Okay. Now, if you want more support, if you're like, that sounds great, and I just want I've got 3 spots for private one-on-one. This is everything inside of here. Plus you get one-on-one monthly support with me, which comes with private email. You want my eyeballs on your freebie, and you want my editing, and you want my brain on it. You've got questions. You can text me daily if you have a question. You can email me if you have a question. We do monthly one-on-one power hour calls to make sure that you are clear and taking action. I will also feature you on my podcast, and I will do your done for you high converting lead magnet myself. I will make sure. So this is what is available inside the elite version. So if you're like, this sounds amazing and I want more customized support with you, that's what's available. So we are going to go ahead. I'm just going to stop the share here. I am going to grab the link. I'm going to pop it in the chat. That way you can just take a look on your own time. We will also be sharing it inside of an email. And we are going to be starting all of this in April. So we are going to be starting Holistic Business Foundations in the month of April. You will have access to everything for 6 months. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Emily. I'm muted. How did that happen? That's so weird. Okay, there you go. Everything is in the chat. You can grab that link and it will take you to the information page that I just showed you. Remember that special fast action price is good until Saturday at midnight. And if you have any questions and you just want some clarity, please make sure that you reach out. I'm happy to help you make an empowered decision, right? Again, I do not invite people that are not absolutely all in on wanting support, because if I have to drag you across the finish line in the very beginning, I'm going to have to drag you through the program, and I'm just not willing to do that. You got to row your own boat. I'll be there with you. I'll sit in the boat with you. I'll help teach you how to do the right stroke so that we get to where it is that we want to go. But you actually have to be willing to put in the energy and the implementation to actually make this happen. Okay. And so what I know is that if I try to convince or persuade you that you need this and you're not really all in, mistake, big mistake. So I don't do that. So here's the deal, you guys. I have very limited spots. As a matter of fact, I might only have 3 more spots left on my calendar for a call. What I will do is if you book the call, even if it's next week or the week after, to get on my calendar for an audit or a consultation, I will hold the fast action pricing for you if you can't find something that works for you. Okay. That is just because I know that I'm very busy. I'm actually going to be at a conference next week, sharing some more information. And I know that my schedule is limited. So I don't want that to be the reason why you miss out on the fast action pricing. So if you know you want it, you can grab it now. And if you just want to have a conversation to discern whether this or something different is a good fit for you, book the call with me and I'm happy to help you make a decision, even if it's after the fast action. Just make sure that you book the call before Saturday at midnight. Okay. Which means you have to actually show up on my calendar, even if it's next week or the week after, or even in April. Okay. We start April 8th. So we got plenty of time to make a decision. We got plenty of time to figure out the finances. And if you want my brains on that, I can absolutely help you discern how that looks as well. I love brainstorming how to create money. It's one of my favorite things to do. All right, everybody. Woo, 5:21. I need a huge glass of water now. That was a lot of talking. All right, I have to give you my, gosh, I almost forgot. And Charlie, you actually reminded me. I have to give you guys the 90-day content plan for those of you that stay till the end. Let's see. Here it is. Let me grab it. Copy it. Pop it in the chat. All right. This is your gift from me for hanging out and staying till the end. There you go. It is a done for you 90-day content plan. You're welcome. It will help you create content for 90 days that then guess what? You just get to repurpose it. It's so awesome. People honestly don't remember what you posted or emailed them 90 days ago, much less what they had for breakfast last week. It's true. You're welcome, Nina. Yeah. All right, everybody. I will see you back here tomorrow at 4 o'clock again. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You can DM me on Facebook. You can email me. Just respond to any of the emails that you get if you have any questions. And the link to book the call is also inside of the emails that we send. So if you can't find it, let me know. Happy to help you. You're welcome, Jan. All right, everybody. Have a great evening. Bye.